We saw a lot of coaching changes over the last few months across college football. It's nothing new, as coaches are getting fired like never before. As we enter the 2023 college football season, there are a number of coaches who will enter the year on the hot seat. It could be a make or break year for their job security. So, here are the 10 coaches who I think enter the 2023 campaign with the hottest seats in all of college football. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. This is a pretty unlikely one as it would cost them a lot, but if Michigan State has another awful season, there might need to be some discussions about Mel Tucker. He's been a head coach for 4 seasons, and in 3 of those years, his team didn't even finish above 500. He had a great season with the Spartans in 2021, but if you take out that year and look at his other 3 seasons combined, Tucker has gone 12-19. Not ideal at all. Again, it would likely cost Michigan State way too much money to get out of that contract, but if they fail to make a bowl game once again, they might have to strongly consider it. Another team that may have to do some thinking is Texas A&M. They still owe Jimbo Fisher a ton of money, and it's going to cost them a lot to get out of that contract, roughly $80 million worth. But if Jimbo has yet another underwhelming season at A&M, maybe they can raise enough money from boosters to make it happen. Texas A&M athletic director said back in September of 2021 that Jimbo Fisher had Texas A&M on a path toward championship level success. But since that comment, the Aggies have lost 11 to 24 games, including 10 of 16 SEC games. With the amount of talent they have on that team, that record should not happen at all. Like I said with Mel Tucker, shit is going to have to hit the fan pretty badly for A&M to eat all that money. But this is a team who just can't afford another losing season. Dino Babers has been a name we've seen on the hot seat for numerous seasons now. Prior to the start of last season, he had won only 11 games over his previous 3 seasons. Well, it looked like his job would be safe last year after the Orange started the season 6-0, but they went on to lose 6 of their final 7 games, putting Babers on the hot seat once again. Syracuse just signed the ACC's lowest rated recruiting class, and they have a losing record in 5 of his 7 seasons. One of those winning seasons included a stretch we just mentioned of going 1-6. If Syracuse makes another bowl game, he'll likely be fine. But if they finish the season with 5 wins or fewer, that might be the final straw for the program. It's already going to be Neal Brown's 5th season at West Virginia, but the Mountaineers have failed to win more than 6 games in a season. After winning 31 games in his final 3 seasons with Troy, Neal Brown has won only 22 games in his 4 years with the Mountaineers. I'm not sure what kind of goals West Virginia has, but it can't be winning 5 or 6 games every season. Hey, maybe they are, and if that's the case, Neal Brown is the perfect guy for them. With that being said, and with it being his 5th year, it really seems like this is a make or break season for Brown and for West Virginia. It was only a few years ago in which Tom Allen was one of the hottest coaching names in all of college football. The last 2 seasons, though, haven't been pretty for Allen and Indiana, as they've gone 6-18, one of the worst records of any Power 5 team since the start of 2021. They ended the 2022 season on a 7-game losing streak, a year after they lost 10 games. I get that it's Indiana, and they're not expecting trips to the Big Ten title game, but in Allen's 6 seasons, they've only gone to 2 bowl games, one of which came in the COVID-shortened season. If they go bowling, his job is likely safe, but it really seems like he'll have to reach that 6-win mark to really be considered a safe option. Pat Fitzgerald has been at Northwestern since 2006, so it seems pretty unlikely they part ways with him. But what if the Wildcats have another disappointing season? They won only 1 game in 2022, which actually came in week 1, so they closed their season losing 11 consecutive games. The year prior, the Wildcats won only 3 games. Sure, 2020 was solid for them, but that was a COVID-shortened season. The year prior to that, Northwestern won only 3 games as well. So if you take out the COVID season in 2020, that's a 7-28 mark since 2019. Maybe Northwestern is fine with whatever their record is, and they're okay with keeping Pat Fitzgerald on board. But if they have another 1 or 2 win season, maybe that'll be enough, and they'll have to try and turn the program around. But like I said, I don't see that as a likely scenario. Things haven't gone great for Butch Jones since he joined Arkansas State. With the exception of the 2020 COVID season, the Red Wolves had won at least 7 games in 9 consecutive seasons. But in the 2 years since Jones took over, the team has won only 5 games and has gone 2-14 against other Sun Belt teams. From 2002 through 2020, Arkansas State had never won fewer than 4 games in a season, and they've done it twice in 2 seasons under Butch Jones. Arkansas State lost 5 games by at least 20 points in 2022 after losing 4 games by at least 20 the year prior. In Justin Wilcox's 6 seasons with Cal, their biggest bowl victory has come in the Redbox Bowl. They've also only made it to 2 bowls during that time, including a stretch currently where they failed to make a bowl game in 3 consecutive seasons. Cal has only won 10 games over the last 3 years. In 2022, they won only 2 games against Pac-12 opponents, and they were Colorado's lone win of the season. I don't think Cal expects to be competing for the Pac-12 title every year, but they've made absolutely no progress since they won 8 games back in 2019. If you're looking for the most mediocre team in all of college football, it's Boston College. Over the last 10 seasons, they've won either 6 or 7 games in 8 seasons. They won 7 games in 3 years straight, and followed that up by winning 6 games in 3 consecutive seasons. However, they won only 3 last season under Jeff Hafley. He's 5-15 over his last 20 games, and the Eagles haven't made a bowl game since he took over in 2020. Although they've been average for a decade, they've been arguably the worst team in the ACC since the midway mark in 2021. Like I said, Boston College is mediocre on a year-to-year basis, but if they continue to be one of the worst teams in the entire conference, that might be enough to change to someone who can get them back to winning 6 games a year. The last coach on our list is Danny Gonzalez. He's been awful at New Mexico, going 7-24 since taking over in 2020. Last season was by far his worst year, as New Mexico went 2-10. Overall, they're 3-20 in Mountain West play since Gonzalez took over. They closed the 2022 campaign with 9 consecutive losses, failing to score more than 20 points in each game. New Mexico has only 2 bowl appearances over their last 15 years, so it's not like he's failing to meet expectations. With that being said, New Mexico is currently one of the worst teams at the FBS level. You can only have so many 2-win seasons until your program decides they need to move on. Well, those are the 10 coaches who I think are on the hot seat as we enter the 2023 college football season. Which coach from today's list do you think has the biggest chance of getting fired next year? Or was there a coach I didn't mention that should be on the hot seat as we enter the season? Whoever it is, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you love college football, this is definitely the place for you. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm posting videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe if you call yourself a college football fan. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.